Alright folks, I've been doing a full walk around with this car here and seeing what we're missing and what we're not. And went ahead and we're making a list, kind of doing it in my mind a little bit. And what I do is I break it up into sections. And like the back right here, I look at it closely and let's take the whole picture, take everything in to the whole picture here and see what we really truly looking at. So the first thing we look at, we are missing, there is a license plate bracket that is supposed to be behind this car. Okay, it's supposed to be right here. This car did have one. I remember that 5 years ago, but you know it's probably laying under the car somewhere. It's hard to tell, but it had rotted all to pieces. It's pretty much no good. So that we'll have to replace. Gas tap, I'm not worried about yet. We're just looking at the exterior of the car right now. I count that as quote-unquote interior things, but not really, but you know, hopefully y'all understand. We're looking at the body here. But we're missing that bracket. Now we come over here, we look at our tail light. Our tail light right here is busted, so we don't need a tail light. So we need one tail light and one bracket. And then if we look at everything else, because this is not going to be a car that's going to be restored ever. But at least since the point I own it, I will not do that. But we look at our trim. We have our trim here. We have it on our deck lid. We have it over here around the tail lights. We have our bumper. When we look close, we have both pieces at the bottom, and we have both of our backup lights with the lenses intact. Y'all can see that. So they're there and they're intact. That's the main thing. Okay, and if you even look, take a closer look, one of the small details you might miss is we had our lock cylinder. Zoom in. It's still in place, but it's turned to that position because it's stuck in there. I'll have to spray it and get it freed up and probably pull it out, set it off, and get a key made for it. So it'd be kind of cool to use the original style keys for it. But we'll have to get that thing set off and redo that. But the latch does work, so that's good. The deck lid is kind of rough. I thought it was better than what it was until I got to looking at it. But it's kind of rough. Outside wise, it's savable, but pretty much from this point on the exterior, not the exterior, the interior of it, from that point all the way around is gone. But I mean, it could be saved. It could be saved. But we're not throwing anything away. We're going to use as much as possible because people are, it's like buying gold for this stuff anymore. They want a crazy amount of money, so we'll have to probably get in here and we'll probably have to make a lot of that. I'll have to make a lot of that, but that's okay though. That's okay. And then we're taking a closer look too at the hinges, and I count that as interior. You know, right now I'm not really doing that, but I got to take a look at that. We got to get that thing while it's not sitting flush. That is part of it, but it should still sit flush. But anyway, so we need a license plate bracket and we need one tail light. That will complete the back. Now we go to this side. Our emblem is there, our trim is there. We look at of course we already checked our bumper. We have our bumper, it's usable. We have our trim all the way around our glass. Our glass is intact, it's not cracked or nothing. You know, the weather strip is, you know, coming to pieces, but I don't care about that right now. We're not concerned about that. We're just overall checking over and see what's what. Now we're going to come up to our first door here. This is our rear door, if I can get a good view of it. Apologize, all the bushes in the way. But hopefully y'all can see it, and I will twist it out. But I look, we have our trim at our bottom. We have our piece that goes on the side. We have our top, and then our rear trim. And that's this trim right here. You can see it. It's all the way around our glass. Okay, our glass back here is there. It is intact. Our glass right here is there. It is intact. It's still usable. It's a little bit bubbled at the top, But we're not worried about that. It's quote unquote usable. We have our trim at the top of our door. Our door handle is intact, so that takes us to the next location, to this door. We have our trim, our door handle, we have our lock is there. Our trim is around our window. Our glass is there. And we have our trim right here. You move up here. Now this is where we want to make a note of this. Our vent glass is missing on this side. So we need, so far, a license plate bracket that holds the license plate on, rear tail light, and we need a vent glass for the passenger side door for a 4-door. It might be the same for a 2-door, but I got to look into that. Do some research. Probably the same. I don't know. But we need a glass for this door. And that will make all this from that point all the way up to here complete. 100%. Okay. Now, we take a look here at our fender. Not worried about the windshield yet. We'll come back to that. But we want to take a look at our fender here. And it's a good usable fender. It's got some rot, typical rot in the bottom, but it's usable. It has some up here too. But like I said, it's usable. We can use it.